Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity to offer remarks in support of my bill, H.R. 9722, the Catch Fentanyl Act. It's a pilot program created under this bill that would allow CBP to test and evaluate new technologies for deployment at U.S. ports of entry with the goal of improving the efficiency and effectiveness of our screening at U.S. ports of entry. We must not give in to the false dilemma that we must either choose speed or security at our cargo inspection points. With this bill, we can and we will. We have the technology to improve both the failure to streamline wait times for commercial traffic, while at the same time detecting illegal drugs and controlling the smuggling of illegal drugs. As our adversaries and criminal organizations get more sophisticated, and indeed they have, in their means of distribution of dangerous substances like fentanyl, which is poisoning Americans at the rate of 100,000 a year, our efforts must remain one step ahead to protect the American citizenry without compromising privacy or constitutional protections and encouraging legal transit and commercial travel. Despite record-breaking fentanyl seizures at and between ports of entry over the past several years, the fentanyl crisis continues to devastate communities across the United States. To put the scale of this fight into perspective, from May 2022 to May 2023, CBP seized nearly 28,000 pounds of illicit fentanyl. Yet during the same time period, over 112,000 Americans lost their lives to fentanyl poisoning, a staggering reminder of the human suffering wrought by this crisis. Congress has invested billions of dollars in federal funding to enhance non-intrusive inspections. This technology is needed at our ports. However, only a fraction of the commercial trucks, passenger vehicles, and sea containers are scanned using the technology. It's likely that record seizures are just barely scratching the surface of the total amount of illicit drugs, especially fentanyl, pouring across the border. An example of this occurred during just a 4-day period in September, when CBP officers at a single port of entry seized over 1.5 million fentanyl pills. Over 1 million of these pills were seized in a single car. How many other vehicles were carrying fentanyl across the border that day undetected? We'll never know. The answer should be zero. However, sadly, we're in a position where, being overwhelmed, CBP is no doubt allowing a tremendous amount of fentanyl into our country, is killing our citizens. So this bill addresses the technology that's needed by CBP to both allow streamlined commercial traffic, legal transit, while at the same time intercepting fentanyl. I thank my colleague from Rhode Island, Mr. Magaziner, for joining me on this bill, and I appreciate the Chairman Green for joining the bill. And I respectfully encourage the committee's support for the legislation. Mr. Chairman, I yield.